1-800-FOOD-RUT, helping you with your food stuff. 1-800-FOOD-RUT.
Welcome back to 1-800-FOOD-RUT. I'm your host, Asia, and I'm here to help you with your food stuff. Well, in this case, we got some snack stuff. In this episode, I'm going to be teaching you how to make 2 popcorn seasonings because it is blazing hot outside, okay? We're going to be indoors. And it's crazy because, like, just a few episodes, I was like, it's cold. Summer, when are you coming? This ain't what I asked for when it came to summer. You know, I love a good high 70s, mid 80s. This 90 and up is not what I asked for. So anyway, because we're going to be indoors and we're going to be looking at movies, watching some series, reading some books, just chilling, and we're going to need us a good little snack. I was like, all right, I'm going to show y'all my 2 popcorn seasonings that are members of the Silent Meal. I was called Silent Hill of the Silent Meal Club. These are 2 members. I'm going to explain to you how this became a member of the Silent Meal Club and all that. But first, let's get into the ingredients. So, before we get into the ingredients, the 2 popcorn seasonings are a Chipotle Ranch as well as a Garlic Palm Pepper. They are seasonings, so you can use them just like you use seasonings for other things. For example, I typically use the Garlic Palm Pepper one to make a breading for like chicken. I usually use it with chicken. I haven't used it with shrimp yet, but I'm definitely going to give it a try. But pretty much you just add some breadcrumbs, and then you coat it and boom, you can pan fry it. Amazing, delicious. I'm sure I'm gonna make a dish like that for the summer because we gotta figure out dishes, right? Moving on, and then the Chipotle Ranch, you can pretty much use this as for a dip. So let's say you're making an aioli, you can use this as you're blending up the aioli. You can also use this to make a dip. You know, just mayo, sour cream, some lemon, not lemon, maybe some vinegar, chipotle and the ale, the peppers, the chipotle peppers and the ranch. Mix that up. You can also turn it into a spread. You can also use it as a seasoning for burgers because it's hot outside, you know, grilling season and all that good stuff, as well as for chicken and other things. So all of those options you can do with this seasoning. So for the Chipotle Ranch, you're gonna need Chipotle. If you can find ground Chipotle powder, do your thing, but I don't have it. I usually just buy like this because I prefer to use my stuff in different forms. So I usually go this route and then like, all right, I'm gonna figure out what I want to do, how I want to use it, whether I want to use it ground or like this. Then you're gonna get you some ranch powder. Or if you don't like this popcorn one, you could definitely use Packet Ranch. I'm so sad that Kraft no longer sells their packet of craft powder of ranch powder. I'm sad about that. For the garlic parm pepper, just what it sounds like. You got some garlic. You got some Parmesan cheese, garlic powder, and black pepper, and then popcorn. Whatever popcorn you choose, I'm choosing home style microwave popcorn, but choose whatever popcorn that you can pop. I've never tried this on pre-popped popcorn, so I don't know how it's gonna work with that. But other than that, those are the ingredients. Let's get to grating up some Parm, and then I'm gonna tell you how this became a member of the Silent Meal Club. So I got me a nice little microplane. You don't need a microplane, I'm just using one. If you have a handheld grater like this or one of the box graters, you can use it too. Just something to grate it with. And then also for this, because these are like the whole or crushed rather, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use a coffee grinder. I only use this for spices. I don't use this for coffee. And I'm gonna blitz it up in here so I can get as much of a powder. It doesn't give it as fine as I would like because I don't ever use as much as you need to get it to be fine, but that's neither here nor there. So that's how I'm gonna make that into a ground. You can also use a mortar and pestle, but ooh, you're gonna be sneezing up a storm. Anywho, so how did this become a member of the Silent Meal Club? And if you're unfamiliar with the Silent Meal Club, I made a Thai lemongrass broth with ginger cod. If you go back in there and it explains to you like what a Silent Meal Club is, all that good stuff. Also, you get to learn how to use coconut milk for something else as well as lemongrass if you love lemongrass. So, quick story on how I became that. I love this microplane. It's just so... Anyway, so I was at work, one of the jobs I had a while ago, and my supervisor was sitting next to me, and one day I had brought this popcorn to work. So I mean, my popcorn, she's like, that smells good. Can I have some? And I was like, oh yeah. So I get her some, and she's just like, it's good. And then, so she turned around some time later and she like, where'd you get this from? And I was like, oh, girl, I made this. Because I literally brought all the things you're seeing here to work. I had already grated up my Parm though. So I like just brought it all to work. And she was like, you made this? I was like, yeah, I made this. She was like, oh my goodness. So I was like, you want some more? She was like, yeah. And so then I told her like, oh, all you need is some garlic, you know, you just need some Parmesan, some garlic powder, and some black pepper. And so she was like, okay, cool. Next day comes. I'm just gonna use this to mix this up. This is wax paper. So she comes the next day and she's walking towards me with all the ingredients in her hand. I'm like, wait, did you buy those ingredients? Bought this popcorn? She was like, yeah, I bought this last night. I wanted it last night, and so I went and bought it. And I was like, oh. And I'm like, okay, so it makes this a little different because I use fresh grated garlic, fresh grated Parm. But she had the Parm that, you know, like the powdery Parm that you usually get when you get, look at the one in the green container you get at like pizza places and stuff like that, or Italian places. They usually might have it on like the countertop. Of course, they may make theirs differently on the Italian places. I don't know. But anyway, that's the version she had. So I was like, it may be a little different. And I was like, I also use the fresh black pepper because she had the powdered, the packet of pepper. So I was like, it may be a little different, whatever, like that. So she was like, oh, it's cool. Blah, 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 blah. So I was like, all right, bet. Let me just make it. So I made it for her, bring it back to the desk. And when I tell you, silent the entire time she was eating that. And I was like, okay, girl. So I was like, you know what? Let me just show you the portions so that way you know how to make it at home and you don't have to like bring all this stuff. You know, just depend on me to make it whenever you want. You'll know how to make it, and then, you know, you got the base and you can tweak whatever you want to tweak. Blah, 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 blah. So she was like, all right, cool. So that was the first instance. Second time was, ooh, I'm going to need me like a little knife or something because these nails ain't going to cut it. I'm going to be safer and use a fork. So second time was when my mother came over one day and I was making her some food, but I wasn't done. So this is like a trick that I usually do. Like if I'm not finished cooking, when someone's coming over, I just make popcorn for them. So, bro, I may have to do this off camera. Anyway, so I make her the popcorn, right? So she's sitting over there and I was like, that popcorn good? Because she didn't say nothing the whole time. I said, that popcorn good? She said, girl, you say I ain't saying nothing since I've been eating. When I took scarfing it down, I said, okay. So I've definitely had other people try this popcorn. So this is definitely, these are two tried true. Relax, girl. Those tried true tested. Saying all those T's back to back. Come on, alliteration. Recipes that work. So, you know, because when we make things here, you got to do more than one thing. Yes, I can use some popcorn. I can also use it from other stuff. Let me do this. When I come back, we are going to be basically not necessarily tossing. I mean, it's just gonna be popcorn sprinkled with it. Maybe I'll show you, maybe I won't, I don't know, but we're gonna be doing that. All right. So we got our popcorn. I'm going to transfer some of this for the other one in here. We're gonna do this quickly because you need the heat for the cheese. So we got our garlic parm. I definitely like to toss it. And I definitely like to toss it in sections. I'm actually going to use this little bit left for the top once I turn it out into a bowl. So I'm like, where am I putting you? I'm going to go over here. And then we have, oh, it smells so good. I love the garlic parm. Anyway, now with our ranch. I didn't even know I ain't opened you yet. Clearly just brought this. Hold on. Let's open you up. I thought I opened you up already, but I did not. Anyway, so let's just toss this in here. This one I don't have to really need the heat to help it stick. But there will not be, usually I'll be like, you know, ingredients and measurements, da 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 da. You'll get ingredients, but you won't get measurements because it's gonna be based on what you want to do. Oh yeah, and I transfer my Chipotle powder to a container. I did not need this big dumbo, but here we are. Ooh, this one smells good too. I'm sorry, my face was unnecessary. Oh, that Chipotle. I haven't smelled Chipotle in so long because I forgot about my girl. Y'all remember the Chipotle craze? Chipotle was everywhere, just like sriracha was everywhere. Yeah. Anyway, let me bowl these And then we're gonna get our good little, I was gonna say sample, I'm about to, anyway. Let me put these in a bowl and I'll be right back for the tasting. And we're done. I was gonna try to lift them up. I did it. We're done. So like I said, because it's like 1,005 degrees outside and you're gonna need a snack to eat your food stuff. That is your food stuff. You're gonna need a little snack to watch a little show, read your little book, or just lounging. And also, like I said, I like having these if you're hosting an event and like, you know, the food, you know, is ready, but it's not ready to be served, and you got some hors d'oeuvres. Put some popcorn out. People are gonna eat it. You'll be surprised. I got this idea from this bar I used to go to. Like, whenever you ordered a drink or anything, you get popcorn. And like, low-key, it did make you hungry, but anyway, to the popcorn, the garlic parm. It's it's so good. Garlic parm, black pepper. I definitely did the same. Let's not even get into that, but let me get into my, like I said, Chipotle. Y'all remember when she was all the rage? Yeah, took my girl out the game, but not with me. Not with me. Anyway, so here are 2 popcorn seasons, a Chipotle ranch, a garlic parm pepper to add to the repertoire of your popcorn. Again, you can use the powdered parm. Like if you go to you can get you some pizza, grab a little extra packet of the little Parmesan cheese and give it a go. All right, it's time. Bye. Oh, that was me letting you have some. Bye.